Hey everyone, thought I'd do a video, and today I'm going to be doing my Pan That Palette update. I kind of did this Pan That Palette because there was this Too Faced Sweet Indulgence palette. It was a limited edition palette. I wasn't using it, so I kind of depotted it here. Only some of the eyeshadows are in here. Some of them I'm not planning to pan, and others I gave away, but the ones that I am planning out of all of them are these four right here. I for sure want to use them up, but some of these other ones I just kept in here, and then I have like 4 shades in a separate palette that I for sure don't want to use up because they're more or less unique shades. But anyways, there's this one which is in the buff, and I kind of expanded the pan a little bit more. Don't know if you can see that very well. I'll try to get up close and personal, but you can see some visible progress. It used to look more like this one over here, which is Teddy Bear. Since my last video, I hit pan on Teddy Bear, expanded the pan slightly. It's been really hard going through Teddy Bear. I didn't realize that these pans were 0.06 ounces, and most eyeshadows are 0.03 ounces, so each of these are more like 2 eyeshadows in one, so that's kind of crazy. But anyways, there's this one, Malted Milk Ball, which I made some visible progress on, and this one, which is Copper Peony. I kind of made progress. I don't know, I didn't use it that often. And then the rest of them I haven't touched much, like this one, which is Black Sugar. I haven't touched much. It looks like I have touched it, but it's really, I had to repress it because it fell apart when I was depotting it. And then all of these ones I haven't touched either. This one is Lovey Dovey, Cherry Cola, Nice Ash, and then this one down here I have used up a few times, but not very many. This one's Satin Sheets. But anyways, yeah, that's kind of just what my progress is for Pan That Palette. I wanted to speed through this because I wanted to talk a little bit about my Pan That Palette, because I actually watched this video. I forget what her name is. I'll leave her link down below somewhere. I saw her pan that palette, and I noticed that she was doing a pan that palette where she was gonna pan specific shades, not necessarily use up shades, but rather just pan them from different palettes. And she was gonna do that throughout the year, and whatever felt good for her, she was just gonna pan them. She wasn't gonna make her whole focus finishing eyeshadows, which I kind of felt was really nice because it would focus on each aspect of her eyeshadow collection. So I kind of like the way that sounds, so I'm gonna try a little bit of that as well. So what I wanted to do, I still want to pan these 4 shades from the Sweet Indulgence palette, but while I'm doing that, I kind of want to see what would happen if I added a few different palettes in while I was panning those. So panning specific shades from my other palettes while still trying to pan my Sweet Indulgence palette. So what I kind of organized was I'm gonna pan specific shades from different palettes and just go along that way until I at least pan them. Maybe I'll stay with them a little bit longer and try to finish up a few shades, whatever feels good for me. But for now, I'm just gonna plan to pan the majority of a few different eyeshadows from the majority of my eyeshadow collection. So what I mean by the majority of my eyeshadow collection, I have a lot of palettes. I don't have a lot of singles, so I'm gonna pan a few different shades from each. I'm gonna at least try to pan specific shades from each of my palettes in my collection, hopefully. At least that's the goal. But anyways, this month's palette, or at least this one that I'm going to try to pan until I pan them, I guess. I don't know. I'm all over the place right now. But anyways, the one that I want to try use up some shades in is the Lorac Pro palette. I've seen a lot of people panning the Lorac Pro in 2015, and I kind of want to get in on that a little bit because I rarely use this. When I first got this was my thing. I love this palette so much, and then I found out that Lorac wasn't necessarily cruelty-free because they want to be cruelty-free, they claim to be cruelty-free, but they don't know where their raw materials come from, if they're cruelty-free or not, and you can't necessarily say that you're cruelty-free unless you know where your raw products come from, because there could be third-party testing and stuff like that. So anyways, I want to try use this up and try to hopefully pan this whole palette in the future, but right now I kind of want to focus on a few shades. So the shades that I want to focus on are Nude, Gold, and Light Bronze. So I've been using it since almost the beginning of January, so I'll show you a little bit of my progress. The only progress that I really have much of is in Light Bronze. You can see an obvious exaggerated dip in there, hopefully. I have made quite a bit of progress because I've been using this all over the eyelid. I love this shade. I just keep using it over and over again whenever I decide, hey, I want to start using makeup again, because I haven't been wearing makeup much this month. But whenever I feel like it, I want to use Light Bronze all over the lid. So I've been super excited for that. And then I do have slight progress in Nude, because I do use this in the, not in the inner corner, what am I talking about? Under my brow. I've been using this under my brow a lot, and there is a little tiny dip in the middle, if you can see that. Very tiny dip in the middle. Oh, this angle, you can see Light Bronze a little bit better, hopefully. But anyways, those are the 3 shades that I kind of want to focus on in this palette until I at least hit pan on each of these shades, and then I'll decide then if I want to continue and try to use them up, because one of the reasons why I want to use the Lorac Pro palette so badly is because I want to start hitting shades, and each of these eyeshadows are 0.02 ounces, and most eyeshadows are 0.03, so these are going to be a little bit easier to get into, especially the shimmery shades, which is why all of them are shimmer, is because like all the shades that I decided to pan are shimmery. The reason why I did that was because I can tell that the matte shades are super packed, and I've heard a lot of the Lorac Pro palette and how people have been panning their Lorac Pro palette. The matte shades are all super packed and dense, so I decided I wanted to use the shimmery shades, a few of the shimmery shades, because I don't normally go for shimmery shades a lot. I do really like shimmery shades, I just don't gravitate towards them that often. So I want to try play with that a little bit more, hopefully get out of my comfort zone a little bit, and I definitely want to try to hit pan on as many of my palettes as I possibly can, so that panning them in the future will look way better than if, like, for example, if I look at this Lorac Pro palette, it kind of scares me because I'm like, oh, I haven't hit pan on any of them. How am I going to get through this? So in the future, if there is actually pan or even a few shades used up, it'll look way better to me than if there wasn't any shades used up at all. So hopefully that'll motivate me to use up a lot more of my eyeshadows, because I do have a lot of eyeshadow. So I definitely need to start getting through them, and I don't see myself stopping getting more eyeshadow palettes in the future, because eyeshadow palettes are like one of the things that I decide to buy the most. Anyways, this is the type of pan that palette that I wanted to experiment with, because it's using multiple palettes at once, and I don't normally do that. I usually use one palette at a time and focus on one palette at a time, but it's kind of fun trying different shades from different palettes and seeing how they work. It's really fun right now, so I'm definitely excited for that. So goals for this next month, I'm gonna try to hit pan on at least light bronze in this palette. I'm not sure about gold or nude because I typically use nude just underneath my eyebrow, and I'm not sure when I'm gonna hit light bronze. So we'll see how that goes. I want to hit light bronze first out of all of them because I was using that for a while and then I see this bigger dip going on. So I'm going to try hit pan on light bronze first. And then I also want in my Sweet Indulgence palette, I want to try to hit pan on this shade right here, Malted Milk Ball, because I can visibly see a good dip going on and I want to see how fast I can pedal through to hit pan on this one. So we'll see how that goes as well, and those are my goals, and then just to use up as much of the shades as I possibly can, those four shades from the Sweet Indulgence palette and the 3 from the Lorac Pro palette. So that's just kind of, I'm not trying to overwhelm myself too much with goals because I haven't been wearing makeup a lot lately. Actually, I put on makeup today, which is usually rare for me, especially now in this semester that I'm in for school, because I'm actually taking this class that is similar to a gym class, and 2 days out of the week, I usually, 2 days out of the school week, because I have 4 days of school, 2 days out of those 4 days I am typically sweaty, to put it bluntly, I guess. But I typically use more, I typically put more makeup on during those school days more than any other day of the week because I want to look presentable for school, but at the same time I think what's the point if I'm going to sweat it off? And it's just going to feel gross if I'm sweating, and it's going to feel worse if I try to put makeup on before so that I can go to class. But anyways, that's just kind of what's going on right now. I'm hopefully gonna try to at least put makeup on the days that I don't have my gym class. So hopefully I can get through more of this makeup more quickly. Hopefully that's my goal. I have a lot of makeup, so I'm going to try to use more of my makeup. That's just the plan. But anyways, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next one. So bye.